It's pretty simple, my friends. We're just putting water on grass. But I'm going to give you one simple word to remember to make sure you feel like you're doing it the right way. What's up, y'all? Welcome back to Budget Lawns. I appreciate you being here as always. If you are subscribed to the channel, 2 thumbs up. I appreciate you very much. If you're not, please consider doing so. And I'll take a thumbs up back if you like this video. Also, drop me a comment down below. All that stuff really does help me out a lot here. So, it might not seem like it yet because it has been a wet spring pretty much everywhere. So, you probably haven't even turned the sprinkler system on much or gotten the hoses and sprinklers out yet. But rest assured that hot summer is on its way and we will have to be watering a lot. So when you're doing that and you're racking up your water bill, you kind of want to know if you're doing it the right way. So I thought of a word for you to remember that might make it a little bit easier for you. It's going to sound silly, but so what are we often told if we're trying to lose weight we should drink more of? Water. Just like we're putting on the lawn. The water, the lawn needs water to be healthy. And when we're trying to be healthy or lose weight, that's called what? A diet. I feel like a kid show, one of my kid shows where they say something and waiting on the kids to respond. Anyway, hear me out here. A diet. If you remember that one word, you will know how to properly water your lawn. Let's go through each letter and you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. For the D, water deep. Your lawn needs about 1 inch of water per week. Now, we want to make sure it gets that inch of water in either 1 or 2 deep waterings. 2 half-inch waterings or 1 full 1-inch watering at a time. When you water deep, you help promote deeper root growth. And directly tied into that is the letter I. Water in frequently. We only want to put that water down over 1 or 2 waterings a week, either a full inch or 2 half-inch waterings. We don't want to have our sprinklers running so many days of the week and just getting a little bit down at a time. We want that lawn to dry out a little bit between each watering so those roots dig down deeper into the ground trying to find a drink of water, as opposed to watering all the time, real shallow waterings, and then those roots don't have to dig down very deep to find water to drink. Now, moving on to the third letter, E, early. We want to water early. Now, I'm going to go against the grain on this one because most folks will tell you never water in the evenings. Watering in the evenings, you're just going to leave water on the grass blades and promote fungus and disease overnight. But let's face it, folks, not all of us have schedules conducive to the proper suggested guidelines of watering. So I say early. Obviously, watering early in the morning is your best time. But if you can't, water early in the evening. Now let's break those two apart. Why do you want to water early in the morning if you can? Well, you get all that water down before the sun gets high in the sky and the heat's in, and that water gets to be absorbed and used by the lawn much more efficiently. Now, watering early in the evening, if you do have to water late in the day, is your best time because the earlier in the evening you water, that gives more of that water on the grass blades a little bit of time to dry off or evaporate before the sun goes all the way down. Therefore, you don't have as much water on the grass to promote disease or fungus growth, and instead it's just down in the soil being utilized by the plant overnight. So, those are your 2 best times, early morning, early evening. Of course, middle of the afternoon, not ideal because the sun's up, it's real hot out. All that water is evaporating so quickly as it's coming out of the sprinklers and it's just not being utilized by the lawn. You're wasting your time and your money. All right, The fourth and final letter of the word diet is T. What do I mean by T? I mean tuna can. Well, why a tuna can? Well, I know you've heard this before. It's the oldest trick in the book, but this tuna can is about an inch deep. So that will give you an idea of how much water you are getting on your lawn. When this thing is filled up or half full, you're done. It's that simple. Now, the age-old question, how much should I water at one time? How long should I leave my sprinklers running? Well, folks, that question, to be blunt with you, is just a silly one and impossible to answer. If you have an in-ground sprinkler system, guess what? Those things are going to put out much more water over a short period of time because they have better coverage. Now let's take an oscillating sprinkler, for example. Maybe you're using one of these. If this thing's wide open and it's going all the way to one side, then back to the other, well, guess what? It's going to take a long time to put a lot of water out over one spot. And then we have impact or impulse sprinklers. This thing goes around in a full 360. So if it's doing that, it's going to take a long time to put a lot of water down in one area. Now, if you've got it cut down where it's only going about 45 or 90 degrees, different story. If you've got this one cut down to where it's just, not making a full pass from one side to the other, well, guess what? Different story there. Going to put down a lot more water over a shorter period of time. And I know you don't like to hear this because it's a lot easier to just be told what to do. But at some point, folks, the responsibility is on you to take a tuna can, go set it out in your lawn while your sprinklers are running, after you've experimented with them to see where you get the best coverage, and see how long it takes with a stopwatch or watching the clock to fill this thing up with a half an inch or a full inch. I would love to be able to give you those answers, but look, it took me a lot of time moving these things around and playing with them before I really found out how long they need to be out. And it will surprise you if you're going manually. It takes much longer than you think. So if you think you're going to go out there and just set them out for 10-15 minutes and get what you want, think again. I mean, even overlapping mine and moving them to different areas of the lawn, it can take anywhere from 2 to 4 hours to get that half inch to an inch of water in the tuna can. But here's the thing you need just as much as anything, and I'm going to go show you mine, because ideally you say, hey, maybe I don't have to water a lot. Maybe I'm just blessed with lots of rain, as we just got a shower here. Well, how do you track that? Well, I've been down the road of putting a tuna can in the yard. And I got tired of that, and I found out pretty easily that, man, I can go to Walmart, get on Amazon, and I can get a rain gauge for a few bucks. And it's one of the best cheap investments you'll ever make. Find a spot out in your yard, put that sucker up, and just have fun watching it fill up. That's the easiest way to know how much water your lawn is getting, especially during times of rain. When that thing hits an inch a week, you're good, and you don't even have to worry about putting the sprinklers out if it falls from the sky. All right, my friends, I know that sounds kind of elementary-ish. An acronym is what they call it, I guess. Diet. Just remember diet. Water deep, water infrequently, water early, whether it be early morning or early evening, and use a tuna can or a rain gauge to track how much you're getting. If you do those 4 simple things, then you can rest assured you're watering your lawn as best you can, and it will get what it needs to thrive and be thick and lush and green and better than anyone else's on the block. I hope you found that helpful. I really appreciate you watching as always, and I hope you will come back next time.